Hi everybody, Paul here from Hill Country Rings. Today going to be making a custom ring for a customer from a piece of chestnut that was from their yard. I think this was a tree that fell during a recent storm, so we're going to go ahead and cut it up and get it all processed and make a ring out of it for him. So let's go in the shop. This is a piece of chestnut from a customer's tree that had fallen in a storm, and you can see it's got some cracking over here on the ends. That's kind of what wood does when if you don't coat the ends when you let it dry out. So what we're going to try to do is go ahead and cut here in the middle and cut some pieces out, and then we'll stabilize that in resin and find a good one to make a ring out of. So let's take it over the bandsaw and cut them up. Alright, we cut that chestnut up and we got some slices out, but also cut some pieces long ways because I'm just not sure how this is going to react when I stabilize and dry it. So I'm going to try maybe a slice or maybe this, and whichever one comes out the best, that's what we'll make the ring out of. So let's put it under the resin. I got another batch going here, and we're going to put it with these pieces of wood, and then we'll weigh everything down. And then we will twist and chain, and then we will put it up some more resin in there, make sure everything's covered, and then we will put it into the vacuum chamber. And what we do is we turn on the vacuum, and it sucks all the air out, and then we let that sit for a few hours. Then we release the vacuum, and then the resin will penetrate into that wood. So I'll put a little more resin here, and then we'll put them in the vacuum chamber. Just need to make sure everybody's covered up good with that resin. All that wood is covered up with the resin, and we go ahead and put our tempered glass lid on here, and then we'll start up the vacuum. Alright, the wood's been under the vacuum for a while, and now we're going to go ahead and release the vacuum and let that, that'll push that the resin into the wood. Release the vacuum. Alright, just let it sit for a couple hours and let that resin get squished into the wood. Well, the wood's been sitting under the resin for a couple hours, so now we remove all the weights from it and lay it out on the cookie sheet. So we got that chestnut and that Major League Baseball bat. So let's put it into the oven. So we put it in this little oven, about 225 for about an hour and a half, and let it set that resin. So, like I said before, if you ever use an oven for something like this, never put any food in it anymore. It's no good for food. So let it bake. All right. Time to get the cookies. Well, these pieces look really good. The square pieces that I cut long ways. These pieces have like little cracks in them. Not too bad, but still, I think that might cause an issue. We had that. This guy's cracked and this guy's cracked. So this guy, I think that's just saw marks, but these guys look good. Yeah, that's kind of the way it goes, is whenever you're stabilizing this wood, if it has any internal cracks, they really show up. So it's better to see it now than have it on the lathe and something like that happen. It's the next day, and this is the ring core we're going to be using. It's a stainless steel overlay, so it'll be wood all the way around the outside of the ring. And that piece of that chestnut wood from the customer is nice and stabilized and ready to go. We're going to go ahead and put them in the lathe and flatten them down, and then we'll bore them out, and then we'll mount them to that wood, mount that ring. And this is that the piece of wood that it came from. Now is time to bond that ring core into the wood. So first thing we need to do is go ahead and clean them both out with denatured alcohol. Actually, first thing I did was I took a knife and kind of scraped on the inside of here, made some scratches, and this has like little ridges for bonding. So, but that helps with getting the epoxy to adhere. So let's go ahead and clean up the wood with denatured alcohol. Let that dry. And we clean up the ring core with denatured alcohol, just to get any machining oil, dirt, anything off of them, just so we get a good bond. So get them good and clean. All right, let's go ahead and put it in our epoxy. And it's just equal parts of the epoxy and the hardener. And squirt it on a piece of tin foil and then throw that away when I'm done. Makes cleanup a lot easier than trying to use like a bowl or some kind of something that would be reusable. Alright, and then my patented jeweler's tool here to do the mixing. Let's mix it all up. Let's get that good and mixed. Alright, once got that, we just kind of put a good coat on the inside of the wood. And then make sure we get him coated all the way around. That looks pretty good. Let that sit there for a second, and then we put a coat around the outside of the ring core. Okay, because we do want a good wet to wet bond. Because as we all learned in kindergarten, a good wet to wet bond for 2-part 24-hour epoxy reduces any chances of dry spots or adhesion breaks. So we get good adhesion. Alright, so we got that good and coated. And just put them in the wood. It's going to poke out, that's okay. So you go ahead and push them in. Clean up some of the excess that comes out. Just kind of keeps us from having to scrape it with a knife blade later. We get some of that kind of squirt out, cleaned up. Use a tool or paper towel just to get some of that out. Give it a little bit of a spin. Just kind of twist it just a little bit so we make sure that we get a good bond all the way around. And set it down on the flat side and just let it sit. And then we come back in about 24 hours and we'll finish up the ring. Well, here's that ring, and the 2-part epoxy is good and cured. We're going to go ahead and clean up the inside a little bit, and then we'll put this on the bandsaw and cut around it, the wood around. Then we'll put it on the lathe and turn it down to size and shape it. and then we'll put some finish on it and get it all polished up. So let's go ahead and start that. As you can probably see, there's some stuff on the inside. There's some epoxy and a little bit of that. I put a little bit of a CA around just to help keep that wood from splitting. So I'm gonna go ahead and just clean that up with just a razor knife here. Just something I have to do. They usually don't show on these videos, but yeah, something to do. Alright, got it all cleaned up, so let's go ahead and put them on the bandsaw. Hey, let's do a little hand sanding. All right, there we go. It's nice and sanded smooth, beautifully on both sides. So now we put it on the lathe. This ring is this wood, because of the way the grain pattern is, I don't want to get any tear out, so I'm going to go ahead and finish off the shaping using sandpaper. Alright, let's just give it a little bit of a hit with the 400 grit sandpaper. Then we'll do the scratch free and the 1, 2, 3. Alright, that guy that sent me this piece of chestnut to make a ring for him, he's actually a repeat customer, so I hope I didn't let him down. This is that ring, and it came out quite nice. I mean, it is just got a very deep finish, and just came out really nice. I made it a little thick because I really wasn't sure about this wood, but it's still very nice and wearable, so I think you'll be happy with it. So If you would like for me to make a ring for you from a piece of wood that you have, from I'd also do like fabric inlays from military uniforms or baby blankets or whatever. Check out hillcountryrings.com. Check out some of my videos, and if you'd like to see me make a ring from some other special wood or material, let me know. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to make a ring for you. So in the meantime, thanks everybody.